This is News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO, and we're joined right now by, by Tim. I'm sorry. I've got it's Tim Smith, Chief of West Carlisle Fire Department, as well as the President of the Lubbock County Firefighters Association. Tim, how's it going?
Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to have you on. It's one of those things that bothers me a little bit. I had an uncle that was a volunteer fireman, and one of the worst things that could happen is grass fires, especially July 4th, and right now with the red flag warning and how dry it is, and in the wind, we could be in for a rough July 4th.
We are, and we definitely could be. You know, it's no secret that it's hot, dry, and windy almost every day. As you mentioned, the drought continues to increase, and we're setting up for what could potentially be a very busy 4th of July. We want everyone to get out and enjoy the holiday, enjoy our nation's freedom, but we want them to do it in a safe manner that keeps everybody without injury and without loss of property.
So in the Lubbock city limits, I think I read that there's already been some fires because of fireworks inside the city limits. Is there anything what are the rules and regulations about fireworks in the city limits, and what are the potential, fines or whatnot that you can get for doing it?
Well, in Lubbock County, all the municipalities in Lubbock County, City of Lubbock, Shallowater, Slayton, Idlew, Wolforth, all of them, use and possession of fireworks inside those municipalities is prohibited. I know the City of Lubbock can issue up to $1,000 fine if you're caught with fireworks inside the city limits. And we want to keep those outside the city limits, being illegal and being dangerous inside the city limits. However, out in the county, it's just as dangerous. There is no restriction on the use of fireworks in the unincorporated areas of Lubbock County. So if you're outside the city limits, it is legal to shoot and use fireworks. Several things that we ask you to do if you're going to come out in the county and shoot fireworks is, one, have landowner permission.
Now, I was going to say, you don't want to be trespassing.
You don't, and you really are. It's prohibited for shooting those from a public roadway as well. However, if you do find a place to use your fireworks, we have several things. One, you always have a fire extinguisher or a bucket of water handy, just in case something gets out of hand. We also ask you to use caution on that. If it does get out of hand, don't try to fight it or put it out too long. Go ahead and activate the 911 system. Get us coming that way. We can always turn around, but we'd rather turn around than try to play catch up by the time we get there.
And grass fires go quickly.
It does, and we're expecting wind on the 4th. We're expecting hot, dry temperatures. Our fuel moistures are at an all-time low, so it's tender dry out there. So any fire that does break out will spread very rapidly. So that bucket of water could be handy, but don't try to fight it too long. With that said, you also need to have a cell phone. I know it sounds kind of weird. Most everybody has one, but have some way to activate the 911 system. And then just general use about fireworks. Never point them at anyone. Always don't let your kids use them. Always under adult supervision. Don't try to relight a dud, that kind of thing. And at the end of the night, very, very important, pick up your trash.
Yeah.
Lubbock County spends a great deal of money every year cleaning up our bar ditches and our roadways after the 4th of July. So do your part and take your trash with you.
That's the easy part. I mean, cleaning up, honestly. It's
Absolutely.
All right. So I know that it's going to be a rough night. Are y'all bringing in extra people for the fire department, bringing people off that are off duty back on or anything? Are y'all going to have some extra people out for that?
Well, I know the City of Lubbock is ramping up their efforts and staffing every available apparatus they have. In Lubbock County, it's a little different. Outside the city limits, there's 11 volunteer departments, and we're always on duty. So we're always ramped up. We're always ready to go. So it'll be all hands on deck. All the volunteers will most likely spend their evening at their stations. Hopefully get to enjoy a burger and maybe some watermelon before the sun sets and we kick off fires. Hopefully that won't happen, but in the last 31 years, it's happened almost every 4th of July. So we'll be there. We're ready to respond. Lubbock County is very blessed to have good volunteer fire departments. They're professionally trained. They are ready to go, and they're well equipped. And hopefully we can make it a safe 4th for everyone.
Yeah. All right. Oh, well, is there anything else that you want to make sure everyone knows?
Well, common sense goes a long way. Please exercise the utmost caution. Keep your head on a swivel. Know your situational awareness. If you're next to a dry field, keep that in mind because it'll kick off. Right now, a lot of the farmers have used wheat as a cover crop, and that wheat is dry and tender and ready to go. And we expect a few of those this weekend as well.
Yeah, we would work a lot like grassland, wouldn't it?
It will be the same thing.
Yeah. It'll
take off across the top of that, and it'll cover a great deal of ground in a hurry, especially with the wind that we're expected to have.
Yeah.
One more thing I'd like to mention is that this is kind of off the subject of fireworks, but definitely on the subject of first responders.
Mm-hmm.
For several years, as far as I can remember, the Salvation Army has provided water and drinks to the volunteer fire departments that we use throughout the year. They host fundraisers, they buy water, and deliver pallets at a time to the volunteer fire departments, not only in Lubbock County, but the region. And the Salvation Army has done that for years and has done a great job. However, due to the pandemic, they weren't able to hold those fundraisers. So Lubbock County Emergency Management, with the help of Clinton Thetford, has kicked off a Support Our First Responders campaign. It'll start July 3rd and go through the 6th. And we're asking the public that we need their help. We need water and electrolyte replacement fluids such as Gatorade and Powerade. We need those. If you feel it in your heart, we need a case of those, delivered or brought to the station, or just get a hold of your local fire department and say, hey, I got a case of water for you guys. That goes a long way. I know on July 6th, which will be Monday, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., with the help of United Supermarkets and Lana Logistics, we'll have a semi-truck set up at Market Street, 50th in Indiana, and we're going to be there to accept your donations. We're asking for the public's help. We're begging for the public's help. We're almost out of drinking water, and this will get us through the entire year. So if you folks feel it in your heart and can do it, we'd gladly take your donation of water and Gatorade at 50th in Indiana on Monday, July the 6th.
And so if you can't do it on 50th in Indiana, make sure to contact your local fire department and donate there.
Thank you. Sure. Local fire department, local emergency management coordinator. If you know a fireman, just give them a case of water, and it's going to be much appreciated and put to very good use.
All right. This is Tim Smith, the chief of West Carlisle, as well as the president of the Lubbock County Firefighters Association. Tim, thanks for coming on and telling us what's going on around Lubbock.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good day.
All
right. You too. We'll be right back after these messages.